Ooh. Okay. Turn it, turn it, turn it. There we go. Up a little bit. Alright. That looks. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Hey, a little late. I was try to get one final match in before 9 p.m. It's wrestling rankings time of the year, so I spent this weekend catching up on some stuff I'd missed. Some stuff that people had said, hey, go check out this Stardom match, or go check out this Pro Wrestling Noah match, or check out this Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling match. Oh, I know you were watching too. You were watching too, yeah. And I was watching the end of the Maya Iwatani Momo Watanabe match, the one that B Priestley turned on Momo afterwards. And I was watching like the whole their fight, and then Maya Iwatani's closing statements for the night, and attempted some kind of like stand up comedy. I think. Come on, okay, stop. You can't do that. What? You just ate. Chill out, man. You can't smash into the table though, because you're gonna knock the tea over. Um, and I looked up and it was like 8:51, and I was like, oh geez, I gotta go. So, um, we're here. We are going to play Blazing Star. I called it Blazing Laser the other night. I don't know what I was thinking of there, but Blazing Star on the Neo Geo. Not our first Neo Geo game, but our first game on the Neo Geo Mini. So, let me, if you'll excuse me, Puzzle. Let's swap over to the Neo Geo here. I just got this last week, or maybe the week before, something like that. Something like that. Come on, stop. Okay, okay. If you're gonna be bratty, you have to come. You have to come on the camera. Come on. If you're gonna be a brat, same rules like in class. When I'm trying to talk about a play and I'm trying to make an important point about gender in the play, and suddenly someone's licking my feet at the floor, you know, you can't be doing that. All right, you want a little more, and then you'll go be quiet? He was so quiet all day long. I'll be right back. Come on, come on. I never want to have kids. You are plenty. There, have a little more. If the vet saw you doing that, she'd be mad at you. So yeah, so the Neo Geo Mini, pretty cool. I liked it. The controller mold is pretty cool. I'm a big fan of single analog sticks. As long as they're not like the Steam controller. I didn't like that thing, but like back in the day, it reminds me of like the NES Advantage or something like that. So let's see. Let's go. In fact, that is very loud on my end. I apologize if it is on yours as well. Okay, so yeah, so you got Metal Slug, absolute classic. We're gonna stream a lot of these games in this series coming up. Yeah, Metal Slug, Metal Slug 2, Metal Slug X, Metal Slug 3, Metal Slug 4, Metal Slug 5, and then you got King of the Monsters, which is this like kind of a fighting game, kind of a wrestling game with monsters. I'm super into this. Another King of the Monsters game, and there's a bunch of fighting games. Shock Troopers is another shooter. Um, a couple of these are like action RPG kind of games, and there's a whole ton of King of Fighters, of course, and Fatal Fury and all that stuff. Samurai Showdown. I remember playing that on like the Dreamcast, I think. Super Sidekicks and Football Frenzy. Blazing Star, Last Resort is another one we're gonna play at some point. So yeah, so oops. Blazing Star. Oh, you have to hit A. So I played this last weekend. I played a couple levels of it just to see what it was like. I gotta say it's pretty cool. It's another shooter like we played Gradius the other week. Easiest to please. And so this is a later game, 1998. Gotta throw some respect out for keeping up the Neo Geo for as long as they did. But yeah, graphics are really good. One problem though is you can't hold down A. Is it A? Yeah, A. So you're gonna hear me banging on the controller a lot. Oh, the big one is closing in. And you can power up and then hit with a heavy shot. And you beat it. Very nice. So the Neo Geo Mini also is pretty cool. It's a little like arcade box, little tiny one. I could really see people not so much games like this, but like fighting games. I could see people really having fun if that's something you're into. That is not something I'm into. I am terrible at all fighting games. That is a thing that just, I don't know, just never clicked with me. I was okay at Street Fighter 2, the Super Street Fighter, the one that added Cammy and I forgot the other one's names. I remember Cammy because she did Frankensteiner, and I thought that was really cool at the time. Also, she was played in the movie by Kylie Minogue. That movie is really stupid. 80s Robotech Jetfire. Oh. You know, one of the things I didn't try to do was to pick a different ship. So let's see what that does. Oh, we collected all the panels. I have no idea what that does. So. This game just kind of throws you in. Yeah, I love the alarm. That's so cool. I like the music too. It reminds me of the theme from Techno Man. I forget what it's called in Japanese, but in America it was called Techno Man, and it had this like kind of like techno soundtrack. It's about this dude who, they were scientists. Okay, this ship kind of sucks. And they were captured by aliens and brainwashed, and it's one of those, like on that one episode of Transformers where they're like, oh, you can never deprogram them? Like, okay. I don't think that's how that works, but... Sure, why not? And so they were all bad. His mom, his dad, I think it was like his brother and his sister or something like that, and so he had to become Techno Man to fight them, and he's like a mecha thing. But the catch is that he could only be in the suit for, I forget if it was 10 minutes or something like that, or else he would start to go bad too. The science of that, I don't believe, was ever really explained very well. And there's an episode where he basically does, like, turn bad, and they have to, like, kind of, like, pull him back from the brink. Oh, yeah, I like this ship. This is cool. And, he, eventually, he wins and all at the end. I rewatched it, the DVDs, I don't know, probably about 6-7 years ago. But that one level, the soundtrack for it reminds me so much of Techno Man. It was on Saturday mornings when I was a senior in high school, and I remember there was this girl Jenna that watched it too, and I always kind of wondered whatever happened to her because she was really nice and she was super cute, and I can't find her on. I actually looked her up a couple of years ago, and I don't know, couldn't find her. Yeah, I like this power up. Way better. Yeah, this was the. I think this is the level I got to before I was like, okay, cool. You know, this is good. Yeah, we're gonna go down. Gunstar Hero style. Oh, man. I can't even imagine what this is like on a really hard difficulty. This is pretty crazy. So it's nice to get off of Twitter. People have been arguing in my mentions for like 3 hours about something that I blocked the original person, and so now a bunch of people are like arguing with them, and it's just like, okay, guys, shut it down. I stopped caring about this at like dinner time. Oh, okay, yeah, so the power-ups are with the charge shot. Okay, I get it. Yeah, so you gotta go get them. Ooh, that was tight. Yeah, this is fun. I like it. I don't know how many levels there are. That's a good question, actually. Music's really good, too. Not exactly a techno fan, but I like it when it fits a game. Like, and there's a whole bunch of them in this era. Like Castlevania Chronicles is one that uses techno, like, really well. I like the "Are you serious when you die?" That's great. I'm glad in these the ROMs on the Neo Geo Mini, like with the reissued ones, they just turn on unlimited continues by default, which I think is a good idea. the arcade reissues that don't do that. It's just like, why? Which was one of the reasons why we ended up giving Haunted Castle such a low rating, because I was like, this is just, they just like, it's just a ROM of the game without any kind of modern, adaptations to make it playable. And we were on to something in that episode, because Jeremy just did an episode about Haunted Castle, and he pretty much just said the same thing too. That, yeah, this game sucks. Yeah, I always feel good when people like Jeremy and that kind of person, especially Jeremy, ends up agreeing. Yeah, it's reassuring. Him and I think of like all the big retro people. I think him and Nadia, I think, are the ones that I share the most taste with. Probably. And both of them have been, very nice to me in the past. Jeremy sent me a very nice note when my mom died. As did Nadia, actually. My mom loved US Gamer because it's written in a way that, like, she was comfortable reading it. She would often say that a lot of the video game websites just felt very alienating to her. And she always had a hard time, like, describing why. But, she always liked going to US Gamer. And I was like, yeah, I know those people. Some of them follow me on Twitter. Alright, stage 5. The Guardian's Griff. How do I pause? What are we in, stage 5? Let me real quick just look up how many stages there are. Quick look, couldn't find a stage number. That's okay. I didn't play much Neo Geo as a kid, and one of the things I gotta say about it, I really like this controller. I would have loved it back then too, because I was a big NES Advantage user. Because I don't know, I didn't like and I still don't really, the OG NES controllers. Actually, whenever we play from the NES Mini, I always use a third party controller. Because I just can't stand it. And so back then it was you had the NES Max and the NES Advantage. The NES Max wasn't good. It had like a little, like a kind of a pseudo analog thing. It was almost like the thing that's on the 3DS, but it did not feel good in your hand. But the NES Advantage, whew, I used that thing until it broke. Which was the power cord frayed. This is in like maybe 94, 95, something like that. The cord frayed, and then I had to go buy another one. And they were kind of hard to find by then. But I found one in a store that they used to rent them. Like, remember when they used to rent consoles? I guess they probably, yeah, I guess nobody does that anymore. But you used to be able to, like, rent a Super Nintendo for the weekend. But I remember it was, like, really expensive, so it's like, you could rent it a couple times, or you could just go buy the system. You know, that never seemed like a real logical thing to do. Someone wakes the noise up. Okay. Ooh, okay. I'm just gonna sit here and shoot at you. But yeah, so people are still, I just looked at Twitter real quick too, people are still yelling in my mentions at each other. Nobody's yelling at me though, so I feel like that's a victory. Oh, ooh. Oh, jeez. Oh man, this stick makes it so easy to dodge. I love it. You fail it. Your skill is not enough. Oh. Okay. That was weird. Stage 6. I'm not sure what happened there, but okay. This looks like a R-type level. Yeah, so, yeah, very clearly this game is riffing on, I think it's more R-Type than Gradius. We should play R-Type at some point on the Super Nintendo, I'd say. I don't know if that's ever been reissued. Yeah, I'll have to look. I feel like, wasn't that a rare game? It might be on that collection. I have that. If it's a rare game, it's probably on that collection. I have that on my Xbox. Ooh. Oh. Whoa. What the hell? Whoa, this is weird. Whoa! What the hell? Oh, man. That was pretty crazy, I gotta say. It's a little different. Continue. Ooh, ooh. I love those back. Look at that background. That's so cool looking. Looks like a Battlestar Galactica OG, not you know, the other one. The one where they say frack all the time. I wonder if I mean, I'm sure people have gone back and tried to watch that and seen how it held up. I actually think it got, and I watched it all the way through because, hey man, I am a finisher. Or at least I was back then. I'm kind of not now. But, I'd kind of bounced off that show, like, about midway, and just kind of kept going because everybody was watching it, so... And surely this is gonna make sense by the end, and... Nope. Even with Ronald D. Moore's condescending podcast to try to explain it to you every week. Yeah, God, that was that era where, like, yeah, I guess it turned into podcast form. It used to be on the web, where creators would go on and try to, like, control the narrative. Joss Whedon used to do that, and all those Buffy people used to do that on the web. Like, if an episode, you know, they knew, like, oh, people are going to be pissed about this, they'd be online, like, minutes after it ended, writing something to try to, like, coax you. And at first it was like, oh, wow, that's cool, creators are interacting, and then you're like, hey, wait a minute. That's another show I stuck through to the end, and was, as Will Rosenberg would say, a supportive face. But I kind of like, it isn't good anymore, is it? those Buffy seasons were so long. Those were those like 25 episode seasons. God, I hate that so much. If you're trying to do like arcs and stuff, like if it's, you know, Star Trek: The Next Generation and it's just like everything resets at the end of the episode, fine, but man. What am I supposed to be? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what am I shooting at? Whoa! I like the, ooh. I like the Generation 2 Megatron colors. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh man, this is nutty. I love it. Oh, okay, up here. Got it. Yeah, this game does not do a good job of yeah, it doesn't do a good job of explaining itself, but I mean, if you've played, you know, R-Type, Gradius, etc., I mean, you know what you're doing. My neighbors. I have new neighbors who are they're always outside being loud. Stage 7. The Crooked Embryo. Yeah, look at that background. It's so cool. Look at the pipes throbbing like that. Don't be panic. Oh, okay then. I won't. This is supposed to be like the end of Contra. Ah! Oh, whoa, whoa! Yeah, there's boss timers too. That's kind of cool. Whoa. What the hell is happening? What the fuck, dude? Man, I wish Sarah was here. She'd be freaking out. She'd be like, what the hell is this? So the baby's got a rocket launcher in the middle of space. And then it turns into a gigantic, monstrous spaceship. What the fuck? Took that out. Ugh. Oh crap, there was a timer too. We gotta... Whoa! We're not gonna beat it. What is even happening right now? I have no idea what just happened. I just killed a baby with a machine gun that then turns into a ship. It was destroyed Rochella, the evil weapon, as the ringleader. Now it has brought the end of the interplanetary war between the Ramaria and the Mutras by soldiers who wake up to the human heart. Man, this translation. Woo. Also, people have been captured by Brashella is liberated. Peace must come again soon. The soldiers go away to seek a place where they can live in peace with a strong wish that such a war never break out again. It's like at the end of River City Ransom when they all go back and become straight A students. And that's Blazing Star. Wow. Okay. Huh. Huh. I can't imagine doing it without unlimited continues, but that game was awesome. Yeah, we gotta podcast this. Yeah, new year. Let's do this. That was a really, I'm gonna have to read an explainer about what just happened at the end there because that was something else. I am totally unsure what happened. Oh, I should have put the holiday overlay on. I keep forgetting. Maybe on Thursday. Actually, and I dodged a lot of, like, when it gets all bullet helly. Just the analog stick on the Neo Geo controller lets you really, like, smoothly slide around stuff. Um, it's fairly graceful, I gotta say. Oh, cool. They give you all kinds of statistics. That's kind of cool. Neat. I like that one. That was really fun. Oh, hey, there's an anime intro, and you get in your macro ship, Jetfire. Get those bubblegum crisis trumpets going. Space babies. Yeah, I gotta read about what the friggin' plot of this game is. What happens if you go back in? Oh, it just takes you. Okay. Alright, cool. So we can exit. And this is the actual menus. It kind of looks like Retro Arch, but which is, I don't know. I wonder if that's intentional. There's a second Blazing Star game, I think, but I don't think it's on here. But yeah, that was cool. That was really fun. I really enjoyed. It's weird and you know it's got cool graphics. Yeah, I think that one's gonna. I think this is gonna rank. This one's gonna get pretty high up in the rankings. Um, top. There's I think there's like 40 games on the rankings so far. It might make the top 20. It's starting to get hard to get into that top 20. I was actually looking at it the other day for another game that a 2021 game we're gonna do, and I was like, let me just look at this real quick and see where it would be ranked. And I was like, ooh, it's way lower than I thought it would, but that's because there's some the hits are all at the top, and it's gonna be hard to get in there. Um, so yeah, Last Resort, Ghost Pilots is another shooter. Yeah, and then Metal Slug. Metal Slug is so awesome. And they're all on here except for I think six. But there's a collection. There's a collection on. It's on the PS. I know it's on the PS4. I don't know if it's on the Switch. But yeah, this is missing. I think there's a sixth. There's a sixth and a seventh. I think. I've only really ever played one. I played one and X, but they're really fun. Yeah, and King of Monsters and Shock Troopers is another shooter. Robo Army, Cross Swords. Cross Swords is like a action RPG. I think that's the one I'm thinking of, and then yeah, King of Fighters, and I don't even have all the King of Fighters games, but they've all been. You can get cheap reissues of, I think, all of them at this point. Fatal Fury. Yeah, I was just never good at these games. Mark of the Wolves. Didn't somebody just did a podcast about Mark of the Wolves? Did I think HG 101 maybe? Top Player Golf. I didn't play that. I played Super Sidekicks and Football Frenzy. Football Frenzy is terrible. Super Sidekicks was okay. But no, Football Frenzy. Football Frenzy, it looks like it's going to be cool, and it does not play well, unfortunately. And there, in that era, there are way, 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 way better football games you could be playing, and even soccer by the early '90s. There's already a couple of okay ones heading towards FIFA in whatever the first year is on the Genesis. I remember because you could stand in front of the goalie and block. If they tried to clear the ball, that you could just like block it and it would roll into the net. And once you discovered that, playing that game kind of sucked because if you tried to play with your friends, they'd all just like run in front of it. Like a bunch of jerks. And then the golf, Ninja Masters. Yeah, we're gonna play a whole bunch of these games in 2021. There's a list on the stream page. A lot of those dates are on there, but they're TBA. Because what I don't want to do is I want to rotate between systems. So there's like months that are all TurboGrafx games and all Neo Geo games. I'm gonna like fill that in as the year goes on. There's some SNES games we gotta play. There's a couple NES games. There's a couple games that we podcasted but never did a stream, or at least I don't have a stream saved. DuckTales somehow we never did. Mega Man 4 was another one, and I swear we did a Mega Man 4 stream, and it's nowhere to be found. Um, I went through my archive, I went through our YouTube page, and it's nowhere. So it must have just not gotten saved, but that's not a big deal. That's easy to boot up. There's another one too. Oh, Legacy of the Wizard, and that's on the what's it called, the Namco. I don't know how that's a Namco because that was a Broderbund game on the NES, but it's on the Namco collection that's on the Switch. So I just haven't. I should buy that because it's cheap, and there's some other interesting games on it too. So I should definitely pick that up at some point. But yeah, I think that's it for tonight. We're gonna wrap up a little early because we blew right through this game. So that's cool. All right, so next week, we'll be back on Thursday with some more Dragon Quest. We're working through that game. I printed the guide for it last week. I was trying to clear some files off my desktop. Here at the end of the semester, I start really getting into like decluttering. And so a lot of times, stuff like that, I'll just print it off and, all right, well, we have it ready. and there's 5 pages left, and I think, um, I don't know, 2 or 3 streams probably. It looks like there's one part where you've got to do some grinding, um, but we should be okay. And then next Sunday we're gonna play Ninja Gaiden 3 on the NES, which is a game I have, like, I don't think I've played it. I mean, obviously I played the first one and I played the second one. The first one was that, but man, that took over my neighborhood for a little while. That game, oh boy. And then the second one, a little bit too. The second one, but the second one was such a pain in the ass, and the first one is too, that by the time the third one came out, everybody had kind of bounced off it. So we're gonna try that out because that's a '91 game. So we'll see. We'll see what it's like. If it's worth investigating further. And I mean, that's kind of the point of these Sunday streams, is to see, you know, what these games are like, and then take it from there. So, Blazing Star, awesome. This was really fun. I'm pretty impressed. Kind of R type, Gradius vibe. I think a little more R type than Gradius. And R type's another one yeah, we should play that. That was one of the ones I didn't play much. I played a lot of Gradius. And there's a whole bunch of Gradius games too. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many games. It never ends. I mean, that's the thing. Somebody actually asked me, don't you worry you're going to run out of games to podcast? And I'm like, not particularly. If anything, I'm worried that I'm never going to get to stuff, at the rate that we go. So, I don't know. All right, I think that's it. New podcast came out last week. New stuff. I don't think there's gonna be another episode until the holiday episode on the 25th. That's partially done. So I'm doing it in a couple different parts. The one part is recorded, and I have to record another part. Let me get through finals week first. Please, 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 please. Let me get through that. And then I'll sit down one day. I'll just like wake up in the morning and just record what needs to get recorded. The part that isn't recorded yet doesn't necessarily need a script. I can just kind of go off and I can just like scratch out some notes and take it from there. That's got to get recorded and edited into the other part. And yeah, it'll be ready by the 25th. Yeah. And then if we have space left in our Libsyn for the month, which we should, I think so. What I'll do is I'll just kind of sit down one day and do a couple 500 words episodes, and then record those real quick and get them in before the end of the month. I'm trying my best to use all 50 megabytes. Last month we used 49.2 or 3 or something like that. So that's easy. And I've got a bunch of queued up episodes to do for stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah. All right. Wish me luck. It's finals week. It's chaos already. This has been I don't even know what to say about this semester at this point. I don't know what to say. But we're getting through it. A couple more days. I should be done by Wednesday, probably more Thursday. Probably Thursday. I should be I should be putting final grades in on Friday, probably. I think so. But yeah, let me get through that, and then we'll regroup a little bit. And then the next week after that, the Thursday is Utopia, and then the Sunday is Christmas Eve. We're gonna play Animal Crossing City Folk, um, which should give you a clue about what the holiday episode's all about. So, all right, folks. Thanks for stopping by. People who did, thank you very much. There've been some people. The viewer number keeps popping up and down. Um, and we'll be back on Thursday. So, all right, this was fun. I really liked this game. So, all right, talk soon.